We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show, episode 506. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, the OG Undisputed Scholar himself. He is Scholar Tark. Scholar Tark, how's life treating you tonight, sir?
Life is treating me great. We have so many predictions for so many shows happening this weekend, and it's gonna be absolutely wild, and I'm looking forward to some wrestling.
Oh, yeah, we got a massive triple header weekend, so let's just keep on going. First, next up, rejoining the Scholars Wrestling Show after a lengthy hiatus. You know him, you love him. He is another undisputed scholar in his own right. He is, of course, Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how are we feeling tonight, sir?
Feeling pretty good. Coming back from a lengthy hiatus just to take my title back at the end of Sunday after Double or Nothing. But also, in the meantime, WWE decided, hey, we're going to put on two shows this weekend just to try to fuck with people. So, hey, let's do three shows worth of predictions because we can.
Indeed, we can. And speaking of, yes, we can. Last but absolutely not least, you know him, you love him. He is your Scholars of Wrestling world champion. He is Scholar Pete. Scholar Pete, are you ready to play?
As I live and breathe. Good evening, gentlemen. It is wonderful to see you. It's also wonderful to know that you guys think that you are going to take away my Scholars of Wrestling Championship. This is the first time I was able to get it back from the fans, and I want to just say I am here for the Scholars of Wrestling fans. We will see you next week at Collision Corner. Enjoy your Adam Cole commentary today. Enjoy your contract signing for the tag team titles. It's a good collision for your Thursday night. Back to you, my tag team partner.
Absolutely. So, with three massive shows over this entire lovely Memorial Day weekend, let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's just dive right into it with the first
Oh,
show on Saturday. Yep. Oh,
before
yes. Before we begin,
before we go ahead and put our predictions down, we have to make some we have to have some things come to light, make things a little more clear. For this prediction show, Pete does have to put the Scholars of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line. Yes, yes, I see the disappointment on your face, Pete. No matter what, we're going to try and bring the Scholars of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship back to the undisputed scholars, whether it be Brian or whether it be myself. Well, we're coming, Goldie. We're coming, Goldie. But the question I have to ask is, which show are you going to put the title on the line? Is it going to be NXT Battleground or is it going to be AEW's Double or Nothing?
I'm glad you asked me, Scholar Tark. I don't know if you know this. I am the reigning and defending not only Scholars of Wrestling's champion, but I am also your AEW Collision World Heavyweight Champion. So where do you think I'm going to be defending my Scholars belt? In
At
my
Velocity?
backyard of Saturday Night Velocity. No. Uh,
get out of here.
I will go with Double or Nothing.
Go. All right. Just wanted
All
to
right.
make that perfectly
Always
clear.
go with the main show. It makes you look good in the end.
We ain't
Like
here
that.
for appetizers. We're here for the entrees, boys.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Here, here.
So, with that, without any further ado, let's go to the first show this lovely wrestling weekend. Let's go with Saturday night's main event, appropriate enough, on Saturday. With our first match for grabs, we've got the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso defending against Logan Paul. Uh, yes, Pete, you, because you are the champion, you have right of first refusal. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer to the next person in line?
Let's defer.
All right, so we're going in the seniority order now. So top of the order is Tarek. you've got the first pick of the night. Who you got between Jey Uso and Logan Paul?
I'm going to go with Jey Uso successfully retaining this championship because, when you look at between Jey Uso and Logan Paul and the rematch against Gunther in a few weeks, I think the rematch of Jey Uso versus Gunther is the real money making match. And when it comes to that match, who knows whether or not Seth Rollins is gonna get involved in that one. Uh, but yeah, for right now, for Saturday night's main event, Jey Uso successfully retaining.
All right, Brian, you're next up. Who do you got between Jey Uso and Logan Paul?
This is very simple. It's Saturday night's main event. Jey Uso retains. He's not losing on a random Saturday night show, and this is a novelty match. Logan Paul gets in the ring, has some fun, does his moves, gets made to look good, but as Tarek said, the money match. Once you find out that Gunther is the next opponent, obviously Jey Uso's going to win here.
I will third that decision. I'm also going to go with Jey Uso to win. And that brings us to Pete. Do we have an Accord champ?
Yeet.
Yeet.
You
Yeet
gotta wonder.
indeed.
You have to wonder, with Jey Uso having the nicknames main event Jey Uso, should he go ahead and adopt main event like how Rock created SmackDown, just have the main event be his show?
Sure, why not?
I
I
would
really
say
don't care at this point.
that if they held it more often than once every quarter.
Well, between now and SummerSlam, there's two of them.
Eh, at
So
this point, it's
within
there.
the
Yeah,
next
it's the
couple
main
of months, it
event.
looks like within between the next month, a couple of months, they're gonna have at least a second one. The exact date I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember like, oh yeah, WWE is just gonna be throwing PLE with the unannounced Evolution 2
That
with Money in
that
the
would work.
Bank with SummerSlam with
That would
two
work if
main
you
events.
expect Jey Uso to hold the title that long.
Well, be that as it may, we've got our next match on the card. We've got CM Punk and Sami Zayn going up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Brian, it's your first pick up now. Who would you going with?
I am going with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, with Sami Zayn being the unfortunate casualty of this match. You're not getting CM Punk pinned right now, and Sami Zayn is basically here to be the cannon fodder for Braun Breaker's probably gonna kill him. Let's just throw it out there right now. Braun Breaker's got to spear him all the way to hell and get the win for their team, because while they're building up Seth Rollins to be the main champion contender, Braun Breaker's going to be breaking some folks, and Sami Zayn's going to be the first.
I will second you on that. I'm also going to go with Seth and Braun. Pete, which way you going?
I agree with both you gentlemen. They're not going to put together Seth and Braun just to have them lose, especially on a random Saturday.
And Tarek, do we have an accord?
We do have an accord. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker for the win. They're a brand new act and they're basically being pushed to the moon. I mean, hell, it's Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker uh being managed by Paul Heyman. That's just basically let's go ahead and just inject some adrenaline with that act. And what better statement to make is them beating CM Punk and Sami Zayn. It's just a shame because I think it's gonna be what Brian said. Sami Zayn is there to take the pin, but I'm also just looking at the fact that I think I have like a whole future plans for Sami Zayn starting next year, and it's just a shame that we have to basically have him go through this. I would think it would be a much more of a shocker if they actually pinned Punk, making a much bigger statement, but I do agree. I do agree. I think they're still going to go like Sami Zayn is the one that really can take the pin.
All right. Next up, we've got in a steel cage match, we've got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I admit this is probably the most challenging one to predict personally, but I'm just going to follow my heart. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. Pete, you're up next. Which way are you going?
Let's go, Drew.
Okay, that's two for Drew. Tarek, it's back to you. Which way you going?
Honestly, I'm going to go with Damian Priest to win this one. I just think they're doing a whole series and continuing this feud going. So I could, with McIntyre winning the Mania match, I actually think the steel cage is going to go to Priest.
And Brian, it's back to you. Which way you going?
Undisputed scholars stick together.
Damn
Ba-
right.
look, Drew McIntyre's dominated this thing since the beginning. It's like he had Damian Priest got his shine a little bit in the Backlash Fatal 4-Way match, got him back, whatever. But he hasn't really had. He hasn't. He's basically been dominated. It's all been about Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest has got moves in here and there, but never really gotten a win over him. So, yeah, just I don't know if this continues. I would love for it to end because it's getting annoying.
Oh,
But
I agree. I
but
agree.
they but Damian Priest wins this match. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully it's over and they could both move on to whatever. But Drew McIntyre won a Mania. That's the big one that anybody cares about anyway. So Drew McIntyre got the big win there. Damian Priest can get his win here on the show that nobody cares about.
And with that, this is probably going to bring us to the most challenging to predict match of the entire night.
I don't know how I'm gonna do
We've
it.
got John Cena versus R-Truth. Pete, I we only have so much time. You're gonna have to just follow your gut. Who are you going with?
The truth shall set you free. Our truth.
I'll count it. Tarek, which way are you going?
I'll go with John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. I think John Cena's going to eat him alive.
Brian,
If anything, or actually, I'll even I just remember I add this one little. I think John Cena. I think R-Truth is gonna be the Christopher Daniels of what for John Cena's Hangman Adam Page.
that would be very interesting. I'd love to actually see that happen in all seriousness. Brian, make it official.
I'm gonna go with Jimmy John Cena.
I'm going to go
Look,
with Jimmy Johnson, the NASCAR driver.
look,
Yes.
it's
I don't know who that is.
like
I don't follow
this show
NASCAR.
doesn't this
Neither do
show
I,
does
just know the
not
name.
matter. This show does not matter. It's all in good fun. That's why we're not making fun of Pete for picking our truth right now because we all know that this is a joke. And it really doesn't matter. He's giving up the point to put a little enthusiasm into the picks for the show, and I get it. But deep down, we all know. We all know
I
this
too
is
am
gonna be
also
quick.
going with Cena. I will
This
take
is
every point I can get.
There's no
Ipso
points
facto.
for this one.
There's always a point. There's always pride. There's always
Listen, K quick for the win.
There you go.
well, I got
Very
nothing to add
good.
to that one.
K Quick and
Oh,
Ron Killings. Let's
Ron the
go.
Truth. Ron the Truth Killings. The
K
man who
Quick,
never ages.
K Quick, R Truth, Ron Killings, and Little Jimmy in a Survivor
Hey,
Series match.
hey, I'll tell you this: if this match goes more than 5 minutes, I'll give our truth the win.
All right. Moving on to the next show on the weekend rather. We've got first up NXT Battleground. First match on the card, we've got The team of Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs going up against the Culling in a six-man tag match. Tarek, it's your pickup first for Battleground. Which way you going?
The calling.
The
I
Culling, we
I got this is another one. Like I wish I follow NXT as much as I do Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite. I just don't, but I just know they're the much more uh focused story between the two. So yeah.
all right, there's one for the Culling. Brian, you're up next. Which way you going?
You know what? I bet against Hank and Tank the last time, and that's what started my downward spiral to nothingness on the Mania on the Mania weekend show. So I'm gonna go with Hank and Tank.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Yeah, okay. Well, I
I'm gonna go with Hank and Tank in the third. You said Josh Briggs.
Josh Briggs, yes.
Yeah, I'll go with Hank and Tank. That's a good that was a good that's a good team name. They impressed me at the NXT show, and I bet against them, and they fucked me over. So I'm not gonna do that anymore.
I too am also going to follow suit. I believe in Hank and Tank. They made believers out of me, and frankly, I sincerely enjoy Josh Briggs, so I'll go with them. Although, if anyone's got a chance to take them down in this format, it could, very well could be the Culling. So even if they do lose, I ain't mad either way. But the real question here is, Pete, which way you going?
From the people that brought you Ron the True Killings, I go with Hank and Tank. They're
Uh,
champions. They're not going to lose.
all right. That'll bring us
well,
to our next match on the card. We've got for the NXT Women's North American Championship, we've got Sol Ruka defending against Kalani Jordan. Brian, which way you going? You're first up.
I am going with Sol Ruka to retain because she just won the damn thing, and Kalani Jordan doesn't need a second reign that quick.
I will join you on that. Definitely Sol Ruka for the win. And Pete, like I said last time, with there are certain reasons you may want to pay attention to NXT. In my mind, Sol Ruka is one of those people. But Pete, it's your turn up next. What do you think?
Make it three. I go with
So
Soul as well.
three for Sol Ruka and Tarek. That brings it back to you. Do we have an accord?
we do have an accord.
All right. That is another one up for Soul. Heart and Soul. Gotta love her. Next up, we've got in a grudge match, probably one of the better built grudge matches in NXT in recent memory. We've got Tony D'Angelo going up against his former underboss, Stax Lorenzo. I've got this one up next, and I think this is a well-needed victory, a solid victory for Stax after his betrayal of the D'Angelo family. This is just good storytelling at its best.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So I'm going with Stax on that one. Pete, which way you going?
I'm going Tony D'Angelo.
Very interesting. All right. All right, Tarek, how about you? Which way you going?
Hold on 1 second. Basically, I'm just again, I need to follow NXT more because I just even screwed myself over with the first prediction because I got the damn teams mixed up. I mixed Dark State with the Culling.
Oh.
That's why I told you I need to follow it. And it's my that's gonna be my
I mean,
downfall with this prediction.
in all seriousness, the culling they have, I feel like they have been pushing the culling. So when you made that prediction, it wasn't completely out of left field. It really was not.
I
It
just
just
want to
show
point out that you didn't tag team partner, undisputed scholars work together, you said opposite things. I'm just saying. Maybe
That's
we're
not the
not so
first
united.
Pete. That's not the first time
It's
that's
not the
happened.
first time, brother.
Yeah, we always go like there are times we predicted the same thing, but there's also times when we ch choose differently. But I will say in this case, it's
We're
probably
like the
just because
Death
I'm an
Riders.
idiot. Need to
We're
follow
like
more.
we're like the Death Riders. We do different things, but we're on the same page.
Exactly. Um, let's see. When it Channing Stack, Lorenzo. Okay, let's see. I'll go with Stacks.
Okay. That's another one for Stacks. Brian, which way you going?
It seems like the thing for WWE and NXT where if you're in a stable, if you're in a group and you turn on that group, you should get the win in the first grudge match. It's the way the Shield did it. It's the way Evolution did it. It's the whole it's the whole bit. Like Batista, Seth Rollins. I'm not saying that Stacks is going to measure up to those turns at all, but I think if you turn on a group that you've been in for a long time, and the first grudge match you're in, he just turned. You got to try to make him into a bigger star. You turn him for a reason. Stacks wins this match. Wins this match. If you turn him and Tony beats him straight off, that's not that's no longer good storytelling.
All right. That'll bring us to our next match. We've got for the TNA Championship, we've got Joe Hendry defending his title against Trick Williams. And conveniently enough, Pete, it's your pick first. Which way you going here?
This one makes me wonder, gentlemen, because I feel it's the first TNA belt defended on a WWE stage. I feel you have to have it be Trick to capture the TNA championship. I don't see how. I want Hendry to obviously retain, but I just for just storyline and WWE, I don't see how WWE doesn't go. Nope, we're not going to lose the TNA on this thing. That's all I'll say on that.
All right. Tarek, it's over to you. Which way you going between Joe Hendry and Trick Williams?
If TKO actually owned TNA, I probably would agree with that sentiment, maybe. But since that's not the case, I'm just gonna go ahead and say his name and he appears. My prediction's Joe Hendry.
All right. That's one for Joe Hendry. Brian, which way are you going?
I feel like they made a deal at WrestleMania. We're gonna have him come out at WrestleMania. Randy Orton's gonna make him look silly, and then we're gonna put the TNA title on the line in NXT, and Joe Hendry looks good again. I believe Joe Hendry.
And I will add to that too. I also believe in Joe Hendry. Frankly, as much as I think that Trick Williams, again, it wouldn't be unheard of if Trick Williams actually ends up winning this thing. But I feel like they've got way too much invested in Joe Hendry at this point. I think they're gonna I think WWE is gonna play the long game and they eventually end up courting him possibly by the end of the year. But either way, the result is gonna be the same. I'm going with Joe Hendry.
Let me just state, gentlemen, that I said Trick because I feel like he's going to win, but Joe Hendry's going to retain it within the week. I don't think this is a long absence of him not being TNA champion. I just think for the moment it's Trick getting one up on him, and then in NXT they have a rematch and Joe Hendry wins it back.
That's
Like
absolutely fair.
I don't think it's a long game. That's why I'm going with Trick
That's
to clarify
absolutely
my answer.
fair. There's so much about this that's really unprecedented. I can definitely see that happening as well. But next match on the card, we've got Stephanie Vaquer defending the NXT Women's Championship against Jordan Grace. Tarek, it's your pick up first. Which way you going?
I'll go with Jordan Grace to get the title. Make a statement.
Interesting. All right, Brian, back to you. Which way you going?
No statements will be made. Stephanie Vaquer to retain. See,
Okay.
we don't agree on everything, Pete. That's what good partners do. We don't
This
agree on
one,
everything just to make the other person look better, feel better.
this is one is very tough. But for me, I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace. I've just got boy, I don't really know what to think here. I just like something. I'm going with my gut here. I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace. Pete, over to you. Which way you going?
Well, let me tell you, Scour Brian, you amaze me because I'm on your wavelength. I'm going with Steph for the win. I mean, how these gentlemen don't see that is beyond me. I mean,
At the possibility of
uh,
her being called up to the main roster, being added to the women's Money in the Bank. That was my frame. That's my frame of mind when I made this predictions.
listen, I give a tip of hat to Scholar Brian for being on the same wavelength as me. I like it.
All right, and that will bring us to our final match on NXT Battleground. We've got Oba Femi defending the NXT Men's Championship against Miles Bourne. Brian, which way you going?
It's a good story. The underdog versus King of the Mountain, but the underdog gets stomped. Obafemi retains.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Oba Femi more so because I really don't know who the hell Miles Bourne is. And Oba Femi is just a absolute force in NXT right now and in all of WWE, really. He can go anywhere he wants. And he's believable, he's over. He's a total package, brother. Pete, which way you going?
We're going with the champion. It's just not even. I'm done talking about this. This is a one-sided affair.
And last but not least, Tarek, take us home.
Oh, Bafemi. Oh, Bafemi. Oh, Bafemi. Oh, Bafemi. I'm not
And
gonna
there
keep
you have
going.
it.
I'll just stop there.
Fair enough. And now, with no further ado, we have the title match. We've got AEW Double or Nothing. And the first pick goes to Brian, and your match is for the Owen Hart Women's Finals. We've got Jamie Hayter going up against Mercedes Moné. Brian, what do you think?
Look, I would love for it to be Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm at All in Texas, but we all know what the money match is. And I'm not going to try to steal Pete's thunder for when it's time to make the pick. He can say the name however he wants, but Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm is the match that they're going to put at All in Texas because that's what's going to make them money. Mercedes Moné wins the Owen Hart Invitational, female side.
I am absolutely going to second that. As much as I would love to see Mercedes start losing some belts, the match is too good on paper. It has to happen. I'm going with Mercedes. Pete, say it, spill it, make it yours.
I mean, what can I say but defending my belt? And this is the first match I have to predict because you all want me to say it because everybody knows, like Scholar Brian said, you know what's coming because Mercedes Mounier can't lose ever. My pick is, of course, Miss Mercedes Monet.
The farm
You're
life
welcome.
is thank you. The barnyard is open and the cows are mooing. Tarek, take us home. Just say it.
What can I add that hasn't been said? I'm not gonna go how Pete said it. Absolutely not. I'm gonna go with Mercedes Monet, CEO, CEO, CEO to win because yeah, that's the. I guess we'll just throw the predictions there with the women's world champion too, at least in my case. But yeah, the bigger matches with between her and Tony Storm at All in Texas. So yeah,
Uh,
as much as I would love to see Jamie Hayter win because I love Jamie Hayter, but yeah, Mercedes Monet, that's the bigger money match for All In, since with that being their equivalent to their WrestleMania.
all right.
Oh, do we also want
Yeah.
to add the pre-show match that was added?
Which was?
Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron.
If it
Uh
was good enough for the main show, it should have been on the main show.
I'm gonna
I just have the lineup, so
well, hold on. I need to make some fresh things if we're gonna do it
Well, I
this
mean,
way.
come on, that's an obvious result as well. So,
yeah. It's just another point we can add.
Anna and Harley versus who?
Megan
Anna and
Bayne and
Harley versus
Penelope
Megan
Ford.
Bayne and Ford.
Penelope. Yeah, sure, why not? But and also we got another match that was announced just on Collision.
Was
I
there?
believe we've got Adam Adam Cole's crew versus somebody here. Let me just type this in.
What do they call themselves now?
The culling. I don't know.
Don't
It
don't mess with
returns.
me, sir. Don't mess with me.
Let me see. We've got Herpaderp,
We'll just still call them the
Herpender,
Undisputed Kingdom.
Paragon, Paragon
Parrot.
versus yeah, it's a trios match. Paragon consisting of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus the Don Callis family members Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander.
That's another pre-show match?
No, that's a regular card match.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, God
Okay,
damn.
that
Ooh.
well,
But yeah, let's bang these out. For
Megan
the
Bayne and
pre,
Ford, that's an easy one.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
everyone agrees on that one.
I'm
But
gonna
the
put
other
this down as Megan Ford. Pete, who
Megan.
do you got?
Ford. Are we doing that now? Yeah. Ford.
Yes,
yeah.
Megan
Okay.
Ford. All right, Tarek, say the name and it will appear.
Megan Ford.
Megan Ford died senselessly at the age of 82. She was eaten by wolves. Brian, Megan Ford,
Well, before she gets eaten by wolves, she's gonna win this match.
Megan
Megan Ford.
Ford dead today at the age of 84. All right, next match. Let's just get out of the way. We got the Callis family versus Paragon. For yeah, Paragon, the Adam Cole Bebe people. Uh, Pete, which way you going?
We're
Paragon
gonna
or
start
Don
again.
Callis? There's another one.
The Adam Cole's team, Pentagon.
All right. Yeah, Paragon indeed.
Pentagon.
Yes. Pentagon versus the Don Callis family. He's working for everybody.
I mean, I'm just,
Ta-
I'm
Tarek, Pentagon or Don Callis family.
This is an interesting one. I can actually see the Don Callis family winning just so they could have it be a TNT title feud for Collision. So I'm going to go with the Don Callis family. I but that's the question. Do I want to see Takeshita or Fletcher go against Adam Cole, baby?
That sounds like tomorrow's
Ooh,
problem or Monday's
right?
problem. Brian, I
That's
have no
true.
sense of time or space. Brian, that's all I know. It's your turn. Which way you going? Pentagon
Yes,
or Don Callis?
yes, it is a Monday problem. But as for Sunday, Adam Cole needs a challenger. Whoever pins him is going to challenge him. I feel like this is an easy one for the Don Callis family to win, and whoever gets the pin is your next TNT title challenger, whoever that may be. That isn't for us to decide right now.
I am also going to go with the Don Callis family because you need a good heel team.
That's actually a really good match. Like, I am taken aback how much I'm like, huh, I'm actually not against this. Because I like the Undisputed Paragon and I like the Don Callis family. They're a great heel stable. And I love Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher is going to be going places. So I'm like, between those two, Kyle Fletcher would probably be the better person to go against on the mic, unless they just want to have Don Callis speak for Takeshita. But huh, now it's like now I'm really intrigued on like where they could go with that. But yeah, like you said, that's a Monday problem. But it's a Monday problem I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely. Next match, we've got the Hurt Syndicate defending their tag titles against the Sons of Texas. That would be Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. Tarek, it's your pick up next. Which way you going?
Does anyone actually believe that the Sons of Texas could actually win this?
Not these sons.
Not these Sons indeed. What they're gonna save for someone big to beat the Hurt Syndicate for those tag team titles, and most likely it's gonna be MJF's costing them the match, especially on Bobby. I think they're gonna have it be a big deal and have the person pin Bobby for that for the win. But it's not gonna be Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. I'm not sorry about that. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
All right.
Oh, that's
Brian,
that's funny.
Brian, just say the names.
The only intrigue in this match at all is how MJF is going to be involved. Other than that, Hurt Syndicate all day, every day, baby.
MJF is probably just going to help them out or troll and just like end up cheesing it up the entire night. I'm also going for the Hurt Syndicate. Pete, do we have an accord?
we do.
And it is locked in. Hurt Syndicate all day, every day. Next up, we've got for the AEW Women's Championship, we've got Tony Storm defending against Mina Shirakawa. Brian, which way you going?
As we said earlier, the money match is Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm. And the only way that works is if Tony Storm wins here. So I like Mina. It is not your time.
Let's be real, we're all gonna be here for the titty jokes, but yeah, at the end of the day, Tony's gonna win. She's the best thing that AEW has going on, just in terms of comedy value alone. She's great. Pete, which way you going?
Where'd he go?
He disappeared to the land of wind and ghosts temporarily.
Oh,
I
there he
Now
have
is.
he's
my
back.
pick is
Yay!
Tony Storm. Thank you.
All right, Tony Storm. Bam. All right,
He's gone again.
Tarek, back to you. Do we have an accord?
We have an accord that I pretty much said it earlier with Mercedes Moné. That's the bigger money match. to have for All in Texas. So yeah, Timeless Tony Storm for the win. Yeah, boobs out,
Yeah.
tits out.
Chin up,
Go on,
tits out. Watch
chin
for
up.
those shoes. Yes, next up, we've got a surprisingly fascinating tag match. We've got FTR going up against Daniel Garcia and my boy Nigel McGuinness. I'm very glad to see Nigel McGuinness back in the mix again. I really wish he won this thing, but I just don't see him. I think FTR is going to be too much for him. I can see Nigel getting a win over one member of FTR in a singles match, definitely. But in a match like this, and I wish I could say different, but I got to go with FTR. Pete, it's over to you next. Which way you going between FTR or the team of Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness?
I mean, I love this team of McGinnis but it's FTR. I mean, they're one of the best tag teams, and what are they showing for it right now? They've been just not themselves. I think they need this match to win, even though it comes at the cost of this team. But like I said, I apologize. I was talking to the wise woman, and it's clear that FTR is winning this match.
All right, Tarek, back to you. Which way you going?
I am also gonna go with FTR because they're going to make a statement that they are going to probably drive Nigel McGuinness's head into the ground.
And Brian, do we have an accord, sir?
I do believe we do because this will set whatever happens here is going to set up whatever match FTR is going to have with Edge and the partner of his choosing at All in Texas. And I think we're going to get a stretcher job here that will make Nigel McInnes go back on the not going to wrestle against spot. I think he's going to get his neck pulmonized or something like that at the end of the match. And yeah, the only way that happens is if FTR wins. So FTR for the win. Yep.
All right. And speaking of stretchers, that'll bring us to our next match, a stretcher match between Mark Briscoe and Ricochet. Pete, it's your pick up next. Which way you going between Ricochet and Mark Briscoe?
I mean, this is a Ricochet win. How are you not going to be as heel that he is being? How do you not have him win this match and just it's just set up a match for All In, and it's just the writing's on the wall. It's Ricochet all the way.
All right. And next up is Tarek. What do you got between Mark Briscoe and Ricochet?
I'm also gonna go with Ricochet because it's really weird with this one. I just don't see like where either of these guys go after this match. But so it's just like, okay, if if either one of them have some place to go to continue, like to move on, I would say Ricochet is the much more interesting character, and I guess to say bigger star that would actually benefit from the win more than like I don't think they're gonna just do unless they do like some surprise roll up pin for Mark Briscoe. But I just I just don't see that. I see that happening on like a Dynamite or a Collision. I don't see that on a pay-per-view event like like Double or Nothing. I think it's going to be Ricochet.
All right. Brian, it's your pick up next. Which way you going?
That magnificent bald bastard. Gotta be Ricochet.
Are they
He's
both
too
bald?
good. He's too
Yeah,
good
they're
right
both
now.
bald. That magnificent bald
I'm
bastard.
sorry,
Which
Brian.
one?
Well,
I
I
was
said,
like,
what part of bastard didn't you get? Mark Briscoe is a bastard.
But you
in
all
the fun way, he
he's
kind
a
of
Ricochet is a
is.
bastard.
magnificent bastard.
In the fun way, he kind of he's like like he's like that
That
type of
crazy
bastard.
bastard, yeah.
That crazy bastard will do anything in a hardcore match type deal. That's
The
what
one
I'm
who wants to scissor.
with Billy
Okay.
Gunn.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ricochet as well, just to keep him hot for some. Even if we don't know what that purpose is, they can. I've been really enjoying Ricochet genuinely more than I have in recent memory. I love heel Ricochet. He's doing great work. But anyway, now we have one of the more interesting matches on the card. We've got a Anarchy in the Arena match. We've got Team Kenny Omega, consisting of Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, going against the Death Riders and the Young Bucks. Tarek, it's your first pick up. Which way you going?
This is a. I'm really torn on this one, to be perfectly honest. Like you don't want your champion to really lose at a pay-per-view event, but I can see the faces winning. Oh boy. That's why I was like when you said it was I go first, I'm like, shit, I was really gonna hear what other people had to say to help turn my
I got hit with one of these earlier. It's your turn now.
uh, uh
I get hit with them every time.
I'm gonna go with the faces to win.
All right, Team Omega.
Team Team Op Omega Ops. Oh wait, gotta add Swerve in there. Swerve and Nightingale too. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of names on here. And speaking of a lot of names, because we've got so many different variables in this match, we're breaking out the wheel of names for this one. So, long story short, everyone will be assigned a random wrestler's name who's in the match. If the person you pick wins the match and scores the pinfall, you get an extra point. But if yours is the one to get pinned, you lose 1 point. With that, are you ready to spin, Tarek?
Spin it, baby. Spin.
All right, we are spinning it.
You spin me right round, baby, right
Baby,
round,
right round.
like a record, baby, right round, round,
And
round.
and your pick is Marina Shafir.
All right, I'm not getting a point with that one, but I don't think she's getting pinned either. So, whew.
All right, Brian, it's back to you. Which way you going?
I'm gonna say something that's gonna make Tarek mad. I was torn on this match until I figured out that Gabe Kidd wasn't in it, which means he's got to
Oh,
be on the outside,
I know what you're gonna say.
which means
Oh,
someone's gonna have to come in to counteract him. I think the faces win because of a reemergence of Eddie Kingston
ugh.
to
Yeah.
square up against
Ooh.
Gabe Kidd, and that sets everything on equal strength. And you wouldn't be having your champion lose because Wheeler Yuta is going to be the one that gets pinned. You
All right, well, here's
know how these
hoping.
matches go. That you've got Cannon Fighter on each side. You've got Shibata to take the pin on one side. You've got Wheeler Yuta on the other. So Wheeler Yuta gets pinned probably by Kenny because because you're trying to keep him strong going into his inevitable match with. I don't think we've gotten to that match yet, so I'm not going to say who's going to be international champion going into all all in Texas. But I think even though I'm probably not going to get his name on the wheel, I think Omega's going to pin Yuta.
On that note, let's see who you do end up getting.
I'd
Wheel of
rather
names,
have
spin,
Darby make
spin,
the
spin.
interference.
Tell us the
Rather have.
wrestler that really
My
should
luck this
win.
year. My luck this year. I'm getting Yuta.
No, actually, this time you are getting Willow Nightingale.
Okay. Well, if she gets the
It's like
pin on it's got to be you. It's got to be Willow getting the pin on Marina just to fuck everybody, just to fuck with everybody's head.
Well,
it's like, all right,
on that
Brian,
note,
let's go. Let's go at it. It's like you're Willow, I'm Marina. Yeah, yeah. We're the feuding ones in this one. Go on, come here, you bastard. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I was initially split until you mentioned the possibility of Eddie Kingston coming back from Namek. So yeah, I'm gonna go with him just out of sheer heart. I want to see my boy back. And with that, now
I
it's my
don't.
turn to
Well, you
spin
know
that
he's not going
wheel.
to be in the match, right?
I don't
I know,
care.
but I don't want
I
him.
want to
I don't.
see him. I want to see him scowl or do like partner, whatever. Uh, I got Samoa Joe. I'm good with that. And last but not least, Pete, it's your pick up. Where you going?
So, if I may inquire, my tag team partner, is there just one more match after this?
There are two more matches after this.
We have the Hangman and
Hangman Will
Osprey.
Ospreay, and then we also have our next match, which is going to be Kazuchika Okada defending the Continental
Okay,
Championship against
so
Mike Bailey.
realistically, that this match and the Will Ospreay Hangman page is where I feel we will differ, because I don't want to put it in yet, because I'm still back and forth, but I have a sneaking suspicion because of how it ended on Dynamite with Samoa Joe getting ambushing the Young Bucks and the Young Bucks not wanting to lose. I really find it hard to vote against the Death Riders and the Young Bucks here. Even though you gentlemen have all played your face cards, we're talking about gold here. So,
Goldie. I'm. She's so
in,
lovely, isn't she?
so in my
It would be a shame for you to lose her so quick.
in my judgment, I will, to protect the legacy that is my title reign, I will go with the faces and go with Team Omega.
Except
Ah,
here's the problem with that statement, Pete. You're already screwed because you picked Paragon and we all picked the Callis family. So if you
Yeah,
want
but
to
I
go
know
with the
that I'm
heels,
gonna
go with the
win.
heels. So if you want to go with the heels, go with the heels.
Listen, I know
uh,
I'm gonna win because I voted for the Pentagon. So listen,
I'll tell you what. On that
now
note,
give me
let's just
Omega.
spin the wheel already.
Now give me Omega.
Let's see who
Spin it,
Pete gets.
baby.
We're spinning. We're spinning.
Wheeler
We're spin-
Yuta.
No, he got Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, there you go.
Not bad, not bad.
Should we do a spin for Charlie?
Oh, we are absolutely doing a spin for Charlie.
This is where
He-
we get
It's
Omega.
Charlie. He's getting Omega. Come
Yeah,
on.
this is the
They're still,
no
Son of a
the
Jimmy.
bit.
still, they're not in his favor.
Son of
Let's
a
see who he
bitch never
gets.
shows up and he gets the good predictions.
Let's see it. Holy
Get
crap! He actually got Kenny Omega.
son
Little
of a
Jimmy.
bitch.
That's gonna be your new
Oh, I'm
champion
gonna.
right there. Because of
Oh,
Kenny
Oh,
Omega, he's gonna become champion.
oh, come on!
son
He's
of a.
not even here. It doesn't even count, or at least
It
it shouldn't.
does. God damn it.
We called it every
And
time.
Bullshit.
Every
Bullshit.
single time.
all
We're gonna
right,
have to drag him onto this show and basically just be like, "You son of a bitch! How the hell did you get so lucky?"
all right. Speaking of lucky, we next match up is of course Okada versus Mike Bailey for the Continental title. Brian, it's your turn. Which way you going?
Okada versus Omega at All in Texas. I like Mike Bailey. No, it's Okada.
I will absolutely go along with that. Okada definitely needs a sizable challenger to reasonably take that off of him, and Omega Okada needs to happen. Pete, it's over back to you. Which way you going?
I mean, the Speedball versus Okada. Like, this is match of the night right here, ladies and gentlemen. But you know that your boy is going with Okada.
Tiles upside down,
I
Pete.
would say on any other night, this would be match of the night. But we're talking about something else in a couple minutes.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be match of the night, hands
Tarek,
down.
do we have an accord?
We do have an accord. Okada is just gonna just continue to show dominance while he is they're getting ready for him and Kenny Omega. Bitch.
And last but not least, it is what is going to be our main event of the evening. Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay in the Owen Hart Tournament men's finals. And like I said on our group chat the night of, their final go home promo is one of the best go home promo battles I have ever seen. This promo sold the show on its own. I wasn't sure if I was going to buy this show, but now, thanks to Osprey and Hangman, yeah, you sold me. You sold a pay per view buy. I'm in. But as far as the winner of the match goes, I can see a lot of things happening here, but I feel like the safest bet is going to be Will Osprey. Though, no matter what happens, I am anticipation is very, very high for this match in my eyes. Pete, it's your final pick of the evening. Which way you going, champ?
I mean, it's like you echoed my tag team partner. How do you not go with Will Ospreay? But let's just talk for a second, if you would, gentlemen, about how great this match is going to be. Just the two biggest AEW stars right now, like just on the top of their game. I feel like Ospreay's going to get the win because you need to put the world title on him. You need to have that come because, even though Darby Allin finished his Everest trip, he still needs to get back down, and do all that fun stuff. So, um, yeah, like I said, Will Ospreay, I think this again to what Scholar Brian said before, could this be this could very well be match of the night, but this I cannot wait to see this match. Like you said, Jeff, that promo insanity, like give me this match. Give me now.
Tarek, which way you going?
It's actually really funny, Pete, with you saying how could you not pick Will Ospreay to win? I'm like, after that promo, you can easily say like have a possibility. It's like, oh yeah, Hangman Adam Page could just as well win this too, because his promo was just the entire promo itself was just on fire. Anyone who says that promo is garbage or is trash or these two guys are just nothing but mid carders, I just basically gotta give you guys the finger and just say fuck off. Cause
Who the hell is
my
saying that?
WWE stands. Simple as that.
Well, their opinion
More tri-
doesn't count. They're not
more
fans.
tri- more tribalism bullshit.
I
But
don't even listen to that crap. I just know what I like.
oh, I just look at that and be like, this is just hilarious. To quote the Joker, it'll be funny if it wasn't so pathetic. Oh, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway. But but the whole point is like these two are my favorite wrestlers in AEW right now. Hangman Adam Page is like hands down like one of the great like superstars that pretty much made a name for himself in AEW, and it's just absolutely amazing. And Will Ospreay being like just recently come into the company. What was it last year, or like 2023?
Uh, we got. I think it was. He's been around for a couple
2023,
good
yeah.
couple of years. Yeah.
So like pretty much at this point last year, we were all kind of saying the same thing. It's like, oh, Will Ospreay has to win it, or at least like has to win this so he can win the world title at All In. But yeah, I'm also gonna go with Will Ospreay to win just because. Well, one thing I made pretty much made this prediction the second he announced he was in this tournament. I think, oh, yep, he's winning and he's going. I'm still convinced he's. It's pretty much whoever wins this match was destined to win the world title up from John Moxley. I don't care. Like I don't. I've long since passed the whole thing of them saving this world title win for Darby. I was never for it anyway. This one is just. I think this one because they're even adding to the fact that now, like we're adding the storyline factor of what the Death Riders came in to begin with, of basically the up and coming talent to step up and get and take the title and save AEW from them. So and they're bringing that they added that factor into their promo from Dynamite. And again, I'm just absolutely sold. Both of these guys deserve to be the world champion, and we're probably sooner rather than later, whichever one of them wins the championship, which is again, I picked Osprey, we're gonna get a rematch for the world title between these two down the line. And again, and at that point, I'm just once again, it's like shut up and take my money. So I'm also gonna go with Will Osprey to win this tournament, and I would be happy whoever wins because, like I said, I love both of these guys. These guys are my top AEW uh, wrestlers.
Absolutely. And with that, Brian, it's your final pick of the evening. Which way you going?
I said it in our group chat on Wednesday night after the promo segment. I was like, I legitimately don't know. There is no wrong answer here.
There isn't.
However, I understand that the show is in Texas. However, I have seen Hangman versus John Moxley. I have seen it many times. I have not seen John Moxley versus Will Ospreay on American TV. I've seen it in New Japan, but I've never seen it American style. Therefore, simpler language than anybody else on this panel. Will Ospreay wins this match because I want to see him versus John Moxley in a singles match, American style, because I've never seen it.
Fair enough. And with that, all of our picks are officially in. So now is the point of our show where we turn it back to you, our fellow fans. Who do you think is going to walk away with a win from this entire triple header of wrestling over this lovely Memorial Day weekend? No matter what you think, let us know it all across the internet, YouTube comments, Facebook posts, Instagramming, or Xing. Join us in the conversation there and all the usual places. Fool, where can I reach you?
You can find me at the Avataric.
Brian, where can I reach you?
You can reach me getting ready to not be able to hold my belt at Atomic Beanpole.
Hey, if that's the case, Brian, I'm still basically being your wise man, and I'll just whenever you're talking, I'll just have the title up for you. Silence, the champion is speaking.
Speaking of the champ, speak. Where can they find you?
You'll find me defending my Scholars of Wrestling Championship on and at Improv Pete.
And you can find me at I'm Robbie Rage. And for all of these relevant social media links and much, much more, check us out at our link tree in the description box below. That's linktree/Scholars of Wrestling. And with that, it's about time that we get ready for Memorial Day weekend and all the wrestling that comes with it. We're going to be breaking it all down for you because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
See you all at Double or Nothing.